All right, what's up, everybody? We have arrived at the season 2 finale of Vinland Saga. This is episode 24 and it's called Home. I guess I can now also finally reveal what I actually saw last episode in the quick 5 to 10 second glimpse that we got at the very end there. And I kind of regret seeing it, or I did at that point. But thinking about it now, it does very much align with the title of this episode. And the reason why I think I can say it is because most people watching this reaction now, you'll have seen the episode already, right? But the preview, of course, teased that Thorfinn actually is going to be going back home, which I think his family is still supposed to be in Iceland, right? Yeah, that's where they were. But we saw him there literally eye to eye with his mom. Helga, I think she was called, right? And then he also had his sister, of course, Yova. Which, man, it's a moment that I've been waiting for so long. You know, I remember back in season 1, yeah, when Leif came to pick him up initially, right? I recall so well throughout the entirety of season 1, me constantly pointing out, like, man, Thorfinn is not even thinking about his family or whatever, right? And even in the second season, I will say, like, that not being on his mind was a little bit almost surprising to me. But of course, Thorfinn, well, he was just in a completely different state of mind. And it's not like he even had much of a choice of, leaving the farm. At the same time, again, the way he foresaw his life was like everything seemed pointless. You know, he wasn't even thinking about any of that anymore. But still, it did seem a little bit like, yeah, well, unfortunate, I guess. You know what I mean? It's like you obviously want Thorfinn to be happy. And we're getting to a point now, finally, where Thorfinn, of course, he has his goal back, right? That's what this entire season was basically about, him finding purpose, finding a goal, and now wanting to go to Vinland and rid the world of slavery and of wars and everything like that he's of course discussed. Last episode felt literally like a season finale. I at that point was still surprised that there even was going to be another episode still coming up here in the season, but I think last episode really was meant to be sort of a season finale, right? This episode here might just be setup for what is to come. And the question then of course does become, is he, for example, going to be taking his family along, right? And what is his family going to say to him in the first place? They are not, I don't see them in any way holding a grudge against him, though. Like that's, his mom is going to, and we saw it in the quick preview, I will say. I think his mom was shown there crying. Like, she's going to be so happy to see him back, right? And it's not just, I mean, I don't know. Has she seen Leif at least? I guess she has, right? Like, Leif has just gone back and forth across the globe basically trying to look for Thorfinn all this time, but he did revisit, I assume, the place a couple times in that whole, time span. But still, it's like, this is the reunion that we've basically waited 2 entire seasons on. It took exactly 4 episodes for things to go to shit and for Thorfinn to be on that boat with Askeladd. I remember it so well, and he never came back. And it's like, now we're finally there. Like I said, 2 seasons, 48 episodes or whatever it's been. We've made it. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, of course, well, I mean, I say we've made it. This is just him getting back reunited with his family, but it's only the start of the grander adventure that Vinland Saga is about to become. We thought, in a way, that when season 1 ended, that grander adventure was opening itself up, right? And that didn't necessarily happen. Instead, we got another very closed off, limited scope arc in a way, which I was totally happy with, don't get me wrong, and I think it was necessary for Thorfinn's character as well, right? Seeing him go through all of that development and meeting somebody like Einar who could, I guess get it out of him too and help him rediscover that, right? And offer him advice. And I mean, it was kind of vice versa, of course, because Thorfinn also sort of shared his mindset with Einar, who was still in a way like the Thorfinn from back in season 1. He was like directing his anger at the people who did things to him, I guess, right? And basically willing to resort to violence and things like that, whereas Thorfinn obviously wasn't willing to do any of that anymore. You get what I'm saying, right? So it's, oh my god, this show, dude, it's been one hell of a ride. And it's like, I mean, I can't help but at the same time think about the fact that we might have to wait another couple years here for season 3 to arrive. I hope that's not the case. I haven't looked up anything about it, of course, also to prevent spoilers and stuff. I don't know if the manga is finished. I don't know what the reason was that it took so many years for season 2 to come after season 1, because season 1 was 2019. I just know that I myself actually kind of watched everything here almost back to back, right? I started Vinland Saga Season 1, yeah, somewhere late last year, I think it was, and then I finished Season 1, and I only had to wait about a month and a half, I think, for Season 2 to arrive. So it feels like I've just been on this journey, like I said, the entire time, and this is truly going to be where there will be a break also for me, right? And that's definitely, yeah, it's unfortunate, of course, but at the same time, I'm happy that there will be something to look forward to, and there will be a future for this series, of course. And I wonder how much exactly we'll learn in this episode about what that future is gonna look like, because I do have to imagine, season 3 is not just gonna be us on a boat trying to get to Vinland or whatever, right? And it's also not gonna be us immediately discovering Vinland straight away, I would think. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's going to be more like adventure style. Actually, we're going to have episodes on the boat and, maybe we're going to get attacked by a bunch of people or whatever in the process. But, like, we're also going to find new places in the meantime. I mean, I don't know. It's hard, though, because if you're sailing from, like, England or Denmark or whatever to America, there's not going to be much there in between, right? Apart from, well, Iceland and now, I guess. And you've got Greenland somewhere, I think. My geography is not too on point, unfortunately. But you don't have much there. You get what I'm saying, right? So I wonder what it's going to look like. And surely we're gonna run into several more characters. But what kind of roles are they going to play, right? And are we going to get another Einar added to the mix, like an actual sort of main character or something? Something that I asked myself as well. There is so much speculation to do in that regard. Guys, I think I've done enough talking. Let's just dive into the episode, which, like I said, is called Home. I can't wait to see it. It's, like I said, it's going to be completely bittersweet. But without further ado, of course, if you enjoy my reactions to Vinland Saga, you can watch all my full-length versions over on my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Of course, there will not be any early access to future episodes because there won't be any for the time being. That being said, we are, of course, also watching a bunch of different shows, anime, currently on the channel. There's Re:Zero, Re:Zero, I should say, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a bunch more, honestly. Go and check all of it out. Your support is, of course, very much appreciated and allows me to make these videos in the first place. And then, with that being said, let's dive into the season finale of Vinland Saga. Oh, wow. This music already, man. So reminiscent to, like, the early days of Vinland Saga. All the speeches that, like, Thors would give. I guess Einar has never really seen this, right? He just grew up on the countryside. Yeah, they're already in Iceland. Yeah, I guess that's quite a contrast. Yeah, that's why Leif would like go, I think, also to different places and stuff, right? Yeah, and fishing they would do a lot, of course, right? I mean, it's kind of, yeah, unrecognizable for him as well, man. It's been so long. Exactly. How old is he now? He doesn't even know. Man, I hadn't even realized that. Do we notice? We probably do kind of notice how old he must be, but... Probably like late 20s or something, right? I don't know. Yeah, that's when it hits you. Leif's gonna have some crazy stories to share, and this time they're real. Some of them were real, of course. Already. Do they recognize him? Are these gonna be like the same kids that he played with? Well, Foxy.
いや、だから仕方ないじゃんか。年月経ってるし。
He's had a lot on his mind, to be fair. Like, she was always quite assertive.
言ったよな、ベルゲ。この村で赤木な真似すんじゃねえって。
Oh my god, yeah, assertive, like I said.
なんだって聞こえねえぞ。
おい、ユルバ。やっと連れ帰ったぞ。
Man,
トルフィンだ。
that's a name she had not figured she would ever hear again.
トルフィン。
姉上。
I was I was literally thinking she's not gonna have the same response. Wow. I didn't really expect this though. She's really mad.
そういえばそんな名前。弟はチビの頃に死んだよ。
Died? She doesn't actually think that, does she?
じゃあなんでそん時連れ帰らなかったのさ。
Well, he didn't want to come.
それはいろいろとあってだな。
母上と私を元気づけるための。
Oh, dude, does she actually figure that? It's like, oh, it's just another fake Thorfinn.
いや、そうじゃな。
You already found one before.
おい、こら、チビこら。レフさんたぶらかしてどういうこと。
Oh my god. You can't make this up. Yeah. What do we do now to prove it? He can't even mention the names of any villagers anymore.
家に帰ろう、トルフィン。ヘルガに会えば分かってもらえるさ。
Yeah, I think his mom will have a different reaction.
重傷だ。俺はガキの頃に親と生き別れて、今どこにいるかもわからねえ。羨ましいぜ、お前が。なんなら俺が代わりに親孝行してきてやろうか。
He was already doing that before. Bug eyes. Do they just call him that? Bug eyes? That seems a little insulting, but that's not the first time I've heard them use that name, so. Are those Yova's kids? Oh, yeah, I guess so. You wonder if the mom can, like, instinctively recognize him. Oh my god, don't do this, dude. This fucking asshole. Yeah, that one is fake, but this is the real deal. She knows. She knows. Wow. Thors in the background. Yep. After the season especially. Just imagine the like pain and suffering she's been going through all this time with Thorfinn being gone, them not knowing whether he was gonna be alive or dead. Already having lost Thors, of course. Yeah, they lost the two men in their family at once. Because Thorfinn just left along with Thor's death. So fucking tragic.
あらどこ行くのエイナルさん。
ああ、今夜はこれでおいとまします。
Where to?
レイフさんたちが5時の家に泊まってるんで、俺もそっちに。
Okay.
ここに泊まればいい
Give them some personal time.
ちょっと狭いけど、なんとかなるでしょ。
いやー、でも
He doesn't want to get in the middle of it.
兄弟なら、あなたは私の息子よ。
Thorfinn's brother.
ここはあなたの家。遠慮はいらないわ。
Ah, that's so great, man.
母
Is Yova finally gonna understand now? God.
お邪魔してます。なんだユルバ、聞いてない。
Inheritance scam. I mean, to be fair, there is a lot of that going around here, right? So I don't blame her. But hopefully she's gonna see it now, though. It's really him.
まさかトルフィン。
姉上。
Same reaction, technically, that I was, expecting, actually, the first time around. I thought this is what it was. But she didn't even believe he was Thorfinn at first. Now she does, and she actually has the reaction I figured she would have.
大丈夫か、トルフィン。
大丈夫だ。
Yeah, he's just missing his pupils, but other than that, he's fine. That's true as well. I guess he wasn't really using his, you know, quick dodge this time, though. Weakened the impact. Yeah, she can hit. It actually reminded me, but I think we saw their reaction when Thors had died, right? And you saw how badly Ylva was coping with that situation. Oh, dude, the kids. Fighting, of course. I mean, that's literally what Thorfinn used to do among them. This whole episode is a nostalgia trip.
その夜、トルフィンはこれまでの16年間に経験した
16 years.
家族に語って
So,
聞かせた。
is he 22? Did he leave when he was like 6? I think he said that, right?
を立つまでの経験を
Yeah.
淡々と要所のみをかいつまんで話したが、その憎悪と闘争、
Wow, man. The look in his face alone
死
there.
と破壊、絶望と後悔、悲しみと再生の歴史は聞く者を絶句させた。
俺の罪は重い。行かなきゃならない。平和の国を築くために、フィンランドへ。
Yeah, the question is, are they gonna say, and we're coming with you, or... I mean, Leif is. Einar is.
母上。この世界から逃げ出したいと思っている人は。
I think they're probably just staying here, though.
私とトールズも戦士の
Yeah.
ヨムスボルグから逃れ、この島へ来ました。
Yeah, ever since that battle that we started off with, right?
にしても、フィンランドに国を作るか。大規模な事業になりますね。
Yeah,
その通
he's
り
got
だ。
ambition.
決意が固いのは分かった。だが人員に家畜、資材。
Leif knows kind of what it takes. Yeah.
そもそも資金だ。それだけの大金、そう簡単には集められんぞ。
Well, you'll need more people on your side, I guess.
わしの助けがなければな。
ありがとう、おっちゃん。
Okay, so he's saying I'm coming.
降りない気か。さすがレイフさん。
Nah, he can use another mission too, I think.
大丈夫よ。
何やりようはいくらでもあるさ。
あんま無理しないでくださいよ、親父。
Dad.
まだまだお前はわしが分かっとらん。
Well, he was always hyping himself up, so now he can prove it again another time. Oh, the chest.
父上は本当にすごい人だった。強くて優しくて、俺なんかには見えない。ずっと先を見ていた。
Wow. Wasn't this the very first scene? It's like a dream he was having and he could see his wife. Yeah, he was having that dream and then he woke up at the in the boat. You know, that made him, I guess, flee or something. That vision, the vision of his family. That's his dad.
昔、
Oh. Oh, it's the slave. Right?
大事な人だったのか。
Everybody's important.
奴隷だったんだ。主と交渉して羊8頭と交換したらしい。
羊8頭と
He's crazy.
お前のお人よしは親父譲りだな。
Who could have thought that he would end up as one himself this whole season?
ねえ、ここからも逃げたい人はどこに行くの？
He's literally seeing himself.
も
Wow.
う分かってるんだろ
Wow. I guess this was a vision of Vinland. He can see it now too, because he's become Thor, so what? Is that how I'm supposed to interpret it? I guess so. Oh my god, that's fantastic. Okay, is this like... Was that a tease again? Oh my god, what are we looking at? Oh shit. Wow, man. Doing some trimming again. It was definitely time for that. Ah, dude, fantastic. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to say it when I was watching that final scene because I was just unsure about what I was looking at first, right? I mean, the sequence itself just reminded me of the final sequence that we had at the end of season 1, and that was of course kind of a tease at like characters we were going to meet like Einar, right? So I thought, oh, is this going to be a similar thing? But it quickly dawned on me that like, no, we're actually seeing flashback scenes here, interestingly enough, of yeah, well, literally of Thorfinn's mom there holding Thorfinn, right? Seeing Thors in the background on the ship, but then we're even seeing like a young Askeladd, which was crazy to me. I mean, that's like, I thought it was Askeladd for a second, but I didn't want to say it. So, and then we see, of course, Thorfinn come out with the fresh trim, and his physique actually kind of reminds you of Askeladd in a way, right? So I wonder if he's done that on purpose, or I don't even necessarily know what the purpose of the scene is, showing young, young Helga and young Leif as well. We saw that too, right? And Thorfinn, you know, as a baby, and Thor's there in the background. Askeladd as well. Like, why are we seeing these characters here at the very end? Does it mean we're going to actually... This is just me speculating, right? But, like, does it mean we're actually going to get some more story from, like, back in the days? later on in the show, that's what it could actually be, right? Like, we're gonna get some stories from Askeladd and from Leif and from Thorfinn's parents back in the days. Would make actually a lot of sense, and like it does. Yeah, I mean that would give literally reasons for Askeladd to come back and for Thors actually to come back and still play a role. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I would not find that cheap if they were to do that, because I feel like it would actually be very earned in a certain way or something. Or like I mean, you'd have to imagine if they do that, it's going to connect actually with the storyline that's going on right now. Because that's exactly what the final sequence tried to make clear, right? It's like showing you the resemblances in a way. So that gave me a lot of food for thought, man. I wonder if that's what's going to happen, because in a way, I mean, you know, Thors deserved to be a bigger part of the show too. You get what I'm saying? Like, him dying there by episode 4 really sucked, because he felt like the main character at the start of the show, right? And so I would love to see that, honestly. If that's what they're teasing, I would be very much on board with that. But I honestly don't know. I'm just guessing right now, guys. That being said, the episode itself, yeah, was fantastic as well. There's not, I think, a whole lot for me to get into necessarily. I mean, it was great to see Thorfinn just sort of deal with the reality of like, well, not only the sheer panic that was hitting him of realizing that he was about to come eye to eye with his mom there, but then also like not even remembering his own age, some of the villagers not remembering the names, right? He felt completely out of control, basically, in that whole situation. His sister didn't even believe that it was actually Thorfinn in front of her. Which was fantastic to see. But then the mom could recognize it in him, which was also, yeah, in a way I could see that coming for sure. But it was a fantastic sequence nonetheless, right? And the way that she also welcomes Einar to the family, right? Saying like, if you're a brother of Thorfinn, that makes you a son of mine. I really, really enjoyed that. Leif also deciding to come along with the two. I did not expect any less. Looks like the mom and the sister are just going to be staying in Iceland, right? Which makes sense. I mean, you know, I didn't necessarily expect them to come along or something. Yeah, they're just going to be staying here. And like, let's be honest, they have a great place. You know, they already fled from war. That was the whole reason why they stayed here, right? Thorfinn, in his early days, wanted adventure. He wanted to go out there and see, well, he was literally dreaming himself of being a warrior and stuff, right? And well, not a true warrior, but an actual warrior. You get what I'm saying. He had all those visions, and he was so not understanding of certain decisions that his father was making, right? And yeah, he looked up to all the warriors basically in those days, and so, well, you know, we had a whole path there that Thorfinn obviously followed, and he caught up his whole family up to speed on, yeah, what that journey was like. We of course know it because we've seen it literally unfold in the show. But God, man, it was a fantastic episode, and yeah, the big question then is, where do we go from here? That final sequence gave me a lot of food for thought. I was not expecting that. I did not think that I'd be here at the end of the show, yeah, asking myself if this is the trajectory that they that they're teasing to me or not. But we'll find out soon enough, guys. I actually still plan on doing a massive video, sort of previewing the 3rd season and what I expect to happen, also reflecting on the entire season 2 as a whole. So I'll keep this review relatively short, I guess. I mean, it's 5 minutes already, so it's long enough. But I've obviously touched on everything throughout the entire reaction series, but I want to kind of make one more video reflecting on the journey as a whole, like I said, and then also sort of looking ahead at like what season 3 could be offering. So that's definitely something for you all to look forward to. If you're watching this on YouTube, that video should actually already be up by now. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed my reaction and review to this final episode of season 2 of Vinland Saga. I want to, of course, thank you all for having been on the journey with me this entire time. Not just here for season 2, but honestly, both seasons, because I've basically been watching this show back to back for the past 8 months or so. It's been one hell of a ride. And again, I want to thank you all for having joined me on it. And I really hope that you'll stay tuned. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because I will, of course, be reacting to season 3 when it airs. So that's definitely something for you all to look forward to. And for now, I want to thank you all a lot for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back on the channel very soon.